This may be one of my favorite movies of the entire year, and it's only January. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all having a beautiful day today. Happy New Year, and welcome to Popcorn and Soda. My name is Talal. This is the show where we discuss all things movies, pop culture, and so much more. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for making moi a small part of your day. Better Man. Another amazing musical biopic that depicts the life of one Mr. Robbie Williams, formerly of the band Take That. And for all the people in America and Canada who don't know who Robbie Williams is or not really familiar with his music, let me give you a brief crash course. Think of it as Take That, the band, is NSYNC, and then Robbie Williams breaks out, Take That, and becomes a solo superstar in the same way Justin Timberlake does. So in many ways, look at it like that Robbie Williams is this mega star in Europe, in England, and he has sold millions of albums, records worldwide. So that is pretty much a comparison. Like before there was a Justin Timberlake, there was a Robbie Williams. So that is Robbie Williams for you, my friends. And for me personally, I have to be honest, I am such a big fan of Britpop, British culture, British music, British movies, British TV shows. So stuff like The X Factor, Robbie Williams, Take That, British bands. I'm a sucker for all that. I love it. And Robbie Williams is one of my favorite artists of all time. And to be honest, before even knowing any songs of Take That, I knew Robbie Williams. So he's one of those guys that has eclipsed where he came from in the sense of the band. So Better Man follows the story of Robbie growing up in a poor little home with his father, his mom, and his nan, all the way up until his massive success that he hits and all the peaks and troughs in the middle. So as always, we're going to start off with the 3 things that I loved about this movie, things that didn't work for me, and then who I would recommend this movie for. So the very first thing that I'll say that I loved about this movie is a Monkey Robbie. Now, when I first saw it, and I'm like, what is this? It's a monkey in a biopic and it's CGI, and you get kind of confused as to what's going on. I'll tell you this, after the first 5 minutes, you totally forget and you become invested in Monkey Robbie. And that's what I love. I love that it's a bold swing. There's nothing more than I love in a movie, especially in a conventional genre such as biopics, where someone takes a bold swing. And to me, Monkey Robbie rules. I loved it. I cared for the character. I wanted to see the character succeed. And I think it differentiates itself from a lot of the other genres and a lot of the other movies in the genre. So I love that. I truly, truly did. I thought Monkey Robbie worked. And the fact that they made it look like Robbie Williams is just amazing. Like the CGI in this movie is top notch. So I absolutely loved Monkey Robbie. I promise you it will not be the elephant in the room or heck, monkey in the room. Ha ha ha. But after like 5 minutes, you forget that it's even there and you become so invested in the character. So Monkey Robbie rules. Big shout out to director Michael Gracey, who decided to go ahead with that concept because it really makes this movie stand out. Number 1, Monkey Robbie. Number 2, the thing that I love the most about this are that grand musical scores, themes, and scenes more than anything. The musical numbers in this movie are top notch. Probably the best I've seen in any biopic, and I truly mean that. And I'm a guy who loved Bohemian Rhapsody, who loved Rocket Man. The way it's done in this movie, it really progresses the story forward. And a lot of those movies, it's not necessarily the case. They are largely just musical devices that are there to capture a moment, versus this, it really pushes things forward and they're in different parts of Robbie's life. Like I said, Robbie's one of my favorite artists of all time. So Rock DJ was quite possibly one of my favorite musical numbers in the movie. It was so good. It was amazing. Just the way they shot it in London. It had so much vibes and energy to it. Loved it. And then again, Angels, one of my all-time favorite songs. The way it was placed in the movie, in a very pivotal scene, I loved it. So just how Michael Gracey, who of course directed The Greatest Showman, captured these amazing numbers in a way that actually pushed the story forward. Amazing. I can't say enough about it. I love the musical numbers, and I'm a sucker for musicals. I feel like they're my guilty pleasure genre, and I just loved him. Loved him, loved him, loved him. Number 3 is the identity of this movie. It's largely narrated by Robbie Williams himself, which is new and cool because you don't really get that in biopics that often. But Robbie does have quite a few lines in the movie that kind of uses his own voice to push the story forward, which I liked. And the identity of the movie is, of course, like I said, he has his peaks, he has his lows, he has his highs, literally in the movie, which are depicted so like cool and different as to how we see in other movies. So I love the identity of the movie where it really wanted to create this larger than life figure, but at the same time humanize him, even though he's a CGI monkey, if that makes sense. And at the end of the day, you really remember that this movie is really about acceptance and forgiveness. As no matter how big Robbie got, he was never able to really accept his lifestyle, and he was never really able to find forgiveness, whether it's for people in his life, but more importantly for himself, forgiving him for some of the things that he had done. So I love that arc in the movie where, in different important key scenes, we really feel it. And I laughed in this movie. I cried in this movie. I had a big smile on my face in various parts in this movie. A movie that can depict that emotion and get that out of me, I know I'm going to always love it. And like I said, I freaking love this movie. It is so good. Those are the things that I liked. What were things that didn't really work for me? And again, it's very nitpick stuff. Very nitpicking stuff. Number 1, what I would say is it's very conventional in the sense of the story where it's like he rises up from nothing to everything. He has a fall, then he rises back up. That's pretty much like the synopsis of every biopic there is. To be fair, these creatives, these larger than life actors, musicians, whatever, that's kind of the trope of their lives. It really is. Some of them are able to rise back up after a big fall, some aren't. And in this movie, they really capture that. So I can say that yes, it didn't feel realistic, but at the same time, I think it was great. I think it worked and it didn't work in the sense that when it did work, it was cool, super awesome. But when it didn't work, it was kind of, you can see it coming. You could see, okay, this is what's going to happen. It's very telegraphed. And movies that have cliches, I'm not the biggest fan of, but I did think that was something I noticed in many parts of the movie. The second thing is, I think they needed to have a different strategy with the advertisement of the film. And this isn't really about the film at all. So this is, again, nitpicking, like inside movie biz kind of stuff, because it sucks and it hurts to me that like not many people watch this movie, whether it was in England or in Europe or especially in North America. Robbie Williams, by all accounts, is a big star, but in North America, like especially me here in Canada, most people probably don't know who he is. And that's okay. That's life. It's a big global world. But I think they could have marketed it in a different way. And I think the whole CGI monkey thing could have backfired because people are like, wait a second, is this a real thing? Is this a fake thing? So I don't know. I think it's a shame that not more people watch this movie because this is one of my favorite movies of the year. So I think they could have marketed it better because I think there's a Netflix documentary on Robbie that came out a year or two ago. And then, to be fair, everyone has a Netflix documentary nowadays. But the fact that they didn't necessarily capitalize and maybe have a better marketing scheme for a movie like this, I think it affected the movie because more people should have watched it. So again, very nitpicking stuff and stuff that really shouldn't even matter to the larger movie going audience. If you like a movie, awesome. If you don't, that's okay as well. But those are the little things that maybe didn't work for me, but I just loved it. I think this movie is such an amazing movie. So who do I recommend this movie to? For all of my new viewers, first time viewers, welcome. I hope you consider possibly subscribing to the channel. For all of my existing subscribers, you know how it works. I don't rank movies based on a star system or a number system. No, it's based on one of three things. Is this a movie theater movie that deserves to be seen on the biggest screen possible? That's kind of like the highest praise I can give a movie. Is this a good streaming movie where you can watch it in the comfort of your own home and have a great time? Or three, is this like a rainy day movie where you can't find anything, you're just kind of flipping through channels and you land on it and you're not even just paying attention to it half the time? To me, this is the ultimate movie theater movie. Selfishly, like I said, I'm a massive fan of Robbie Williams. Musicals are my guilty pleasure genre, and this movie was just amazing. The musical numbers deserve to be seen on the biggest screen, the sound, the theatrics of this movie, Monkey Robbie. This movie rocks. No pun intended. Literally one of my favorite movies of the year, and it's only January. This is a movie I'll definitely go back and watch. I think that you should really go out and give this movie a shot, and I really think you'll have a great time. Whether you know Robbie Williams or not, you will enjoy the music, you'll enjoy the grand musical numbers, you will enjoy the emotion and the roller coaster of this story. It may feel like a movie you've seen before, but I think that you'll have a great time at the movie theater, and I truly feel that Better Man is one of the best musical biopics. Heck, get musical out of there. One of the best biopics I have ever seen. So there you have it, my friends. That is my review of Michael Gracey's Better Man. More importantly, what did you think of this movie? Comment below and please do share your thoughts. And as always, I would greatly appreciate it if you take 5 seconds out of your day to hit that little like button, click that notification bell, and hey, maybe considering subscribing to this show. As always, my name is Talal. Thank you so much for joining me on Popcorn and Soda, and I will see you next time.